Back with us today on Morning Blend is Kevin Shaw, the Vice President of Marketing for Wieland Corporation. Kevin, today we're going to discuss how you can contract with a construction company to build your building. I understand there are a few ways to do this. What are those?
Yeah, good morning, Deb. So there's really, the first thing that I like to tell people is there's two major disciplines when it comes to building a building, and that's design, which is handled by an architect, and the construction part, which is handled by a company like Wieland. And the delivery methods that I'm going to discuss really revolve around your relationship contractually with these two entities. And so the first one that we like to talk about is one called plans and specs, also called hard bid sometimes. And this is where the owner really has a relationship with an architect. The architect draws the plans and then just tenders those plans to, say, for example, 5 different contractors, and they all provide a competitive number and the low dollar bid wins. That's one way to do it. A second delivery method that we talk about is design build, and that's where someone might call someone like me at Wieland and say, we don't have a lot of time, we don't have a lot of money, could you bring an architect to the table and we'll work together and we'll just have one contract, it'll be with a contractor, and we do that a lot, and that's called design build. And then the third delivery method would be this delivery method we call construction management. And that's one where the owner may say, I want to have a relationship with the architect and I want to have a relationship with the construction company, and I want them to work together to sort of make sure that the budget that I've established works well. And so during construction management, it's a very collaborative process. Those are the three processes.
Now, once you've established the delivery method, how does Wieland help keep the project on budget and on schedule?
Right. We very quickly like to get owners in a room, and we like to share with them what we kind of think of the holy grail of the construction process, and that is this triangle that shows dollars at the top, square footage or size at the bottom left, and then materials on the bottom right. And during this process, it's sort of like an algebraic equation where we're always, you give us 2 of the variables and we'll solve for X. And so an example might be, for someone might say, well, we'd like a 15,000 square foot building and we'd like to spend $2 million. And then I would say, well, then that'll be a single story building with vinyl siding and asphalt shingles. And then they would say, whoa, 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 we wanted, you know, brick and glass, and I would say, well, would you like to increase the dollars or would you like to cut the square footage? And so you can see that triangle becomes sort of like some toggles that we pull, and makes for a much easier process.
What about contracts? Are there boilerplate contracts that can be used?
Yeah, the industry's done a really nice job. The American Institute of Architects and the Associated General Contractors of America both have contract types that are electronic, that have been battled out over the past. And so Wieland has access to both these types, and we very easily can give you these contracts as a template to go forward.
Kevin Shaw, Vice President of Marketing of Wieland Corporation.